Are y'all ready for the Dr. James J.C. Cooley Show? It's your life. That's right. It's your life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and wow, we got another absolutely fantastic, sensational show coming your way today. And I tell you, you might want right now just to go get you about 8-9 bags of popcorn, because the guest that we have on the show today, I tell you, a young man that's doing great things, and he dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. So we're going to share all of those things with you. And I'm just excited to have this guy on the show. How you doing, Dr. Cooley? How you doing today?
I'm doing great, James. How are you?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. You know, I had to put this out there. I had to get my workout in there, my miles in on the treadmill. And, I had to get all that in there, so, but I'm doing just fine.
Great.
Yeah, so.
I think Austin, he's saying he can't. Our guest today say he can't hear us.
Hold on. Austin, can you hear me?
No, sir.
Okay. Michelle, can you go down and take care of that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but yeah, we got an absolutely fantastic guest on today, and a young man that's doing great things, just as I said. We're going to talk about, faith, family, We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're just going to talk about being able to reach out there and dream for the stars, but reach for the stars from a perspective where, we all understand that there's certain things that we have to have in our life in order to be successful in anything that we do. I believe that this young man right here is special in those ways. And I hope that whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether it's 836 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and other platforms, welcome to the show. And if you want to be part of this great discussion that we're having with this young man, all you have to do is just go to the platform, go to the comments on the platform, ask any questions that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. How you doing, Dr. Cooley?
I'm doing great, James. How are you?
Doing just fine. I'm excited about the guest that we got on the show today because it's, I believe, Michelle, that to have young, aspiring entrepreneurs who believe in God, believe in faith, believe in empowering others. I think all of those things are so important, not just in one person's life, but reaching out, showing others that you can do anything that you set your mind to.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So, Michelle, can you do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely fantastic guest?
Oh, yes. Well, today's title is Strength and Balance, Navigating Faith, Family, Entrepreneurship. And we're having a sit-down discussion with Entrepreneur Austin Oquin. He is going to talk about faith, family, entrepreneurship, and also men's mental health. Austin is a 32-year-old entrepreneur driven by innovation and a passion for creating and investing in impactful businesses. He's a dedicated father to his son, Kashton. Austin balances his professional pursuits with family life, instilling values of hard work and perseverance in the next generation. With a keen eye for opportunities and a commitment to success, he is always seeking new ventures that inspire and lift those around him. Please welcome to the show for the very first time, Mr. Austin Oquin.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi. How you doing, Austin? How you doing? I think we just had some type of technical difficulty that I did not see coming. So
I can't hear you again, my man. I don't know, for some reason it's the mic is off on your side.
Hey, Michelle.
What? I think we need to bring Austin upstairs where we need to.
I can actually hear you. I just can't hear Dr.
Oh,
Cooley.
Okay.
Well, hey, Michelle, take over for a second.
Okay, great. Well, Austin, welcome to the show. You can hear me great, can you?
Perfect.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your background. Besides what was read in the bio, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 32 years old. I'm a single father to a 3-year-old boy, Kashton. He just had a birthday actually this last Friday. And so I'm from Amarillo, Texas, or just small town north of Amarillo, but grew up in church 6 days a week, prayer meeting, pretty much living that life for as long as I can remember. Huge part of my life is God and relying on him for my decision making and my family. And so I think this conversation is going to be great. I'm super excited. Oh,
we're super excited as well. So let's talk about the title. It's called Strength and Balance, Navigating Faith, Family, Entrepreneurship.
I'm sorry. It's still mute. I have no idea what's going on. I can't.
Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
No.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring you upstairs. Come upstairs, and we're going to sit next. You're going to sit next to us, and we're going to do the interview side to side. How's that? Hold on. I'm going to put you backstage, Austin. Okay. Okay, Austin, I am back. Can you hear me?
I can now.
Oh, wow. That's so strange. Okay. Well, you know what? How does your faith influence your decision-making as a leader, partner, and entrepreneur? Let's start with that.
I think the center of our lives should be Christ. without God, with, as our foundation. I really believe that, we may be successful, but we're not going to get to the level that we need to be without God. I truly believe that with him as the foundation of your life and your decisions, that what can go wrong, like he's perfect. So if it's something of God, of the Lord, then I truly think you'll be successful. And that's kind of what I try to strive to do.
So was there anyone instrumental in your faith growing up? Usually people say it's their parents, they went to church, or they're involved in the community. Did you always have a strong foundation in your spirituality and faith as a young man growing up?
I did. My dad and mom, they've been involved in church ever since I was, very little. I can remember we were in church 6-7 days a week. I mean, doing something involved with the church, whether it's prayer meeting or passing out gospel tracts or in the choir or, whatever it may be. I was raised in church. We're independent fundamental Baptists. So if you know anything about that, they're very hardcore Christians, hellfire and brimstone. So that's till I was about 18. I grew up in an independent fundamental Baptist home.
Wow. So what practices do you incorporate in your daily life to help you stay spiritually grounded when life does become overwhelming? Because we all go through our trials and tribulations, and I believe people do have certain practices that they incorporate to get them through that. So can you tell us what you do?
Absolutely. Well, in the Bible, it talks about, just hitting your knees in prayer. I really think prayer is a huge part of my life. And I can say firsthand, I'm not the best Christian or the strongest Christian by any means, but I truly believe that if we hit our knees and just ask God, for judgment and discernment and, to show us the path, then I really feel he opens up the doors. He kind of shines the light on which direction to go. And I think that's kind of where I base my, my life on. So.
Wow. So, we have a couple of minutes before the first break.
Yeah, you're mute again.
Oh, no. Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm gonna go back out and go back in. How's this? No? Okay. Okay. So you know what? I'm gonna have James take us to an early commercial break and fix this. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a private chat, and let's just talk about what does spirituality mean to you? And I'm going to send that in a private chat. There.
I truly believe that spirituality means, understanding that there is a God, first off. And, he is our way maker. He is he's all knowing, he's there at all times with us. Any decision we need to make, we need to rely on him. And I think if you do that, I think, you'll have nothing but huge success and huge blessings your way. So.
Wow. That is true. I mean, how does your life, can you hear me? Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, that is just fine. How does your life represent a commitment to doing the right thing? There you go. Oh, what happened? Oh, audience, we lost our guest. He'll be right there. I'm bringing Dr. Cooley on. He's going to take care of everything.
Yeah, so Austin is back. Hey, how you doing, Austin? Oh, we had a little technical.
I can't hear anything. It keeps kicking me out. I don't know what's going on.
So I see that you're on. We're gonna take a station break, and I tell you what, we're gonna come back. We're gonna pick up this discussion with Austin, and I'll catch up a little bit. So if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
I'm Dr. Michelle Cooley. Heart disease research saves lives. It's that simple. Thanks to medical advancements funded by the American Heart Association, more women are surviving heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular diseases than ever before. But there's still so much work to do.
Hi, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm raising funds to support life-saving research because every heartbeat is worth fighting for. In honor of Women's History Month, please join me in support of the American Heart Association and women's health.
Visit you from USA. Welcome to Zanzibar. Zanzibar. Habibi. Welcome to Zanzibar. Visit you.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and as you see, got my guest here, Austin. We're talking about navigating faith, family, entrepreneurship, and all the things that goes into those things in order to help us shape one's thoughts and also keep them on the right path to success. And Austin, in doing that, just like what the title of the show is, Faith, Family, and Entrepreneurship. Can you tell our viewers and listeners why family was so important to anything that we do in life?
Yeah, I mean, I truly believe that family is first and foremost, other than God, is really all you have. They're kind of the backbone to everything. My family, most importantly, we're so close knit. We do everything together. I'm not married, but I have a girlfriend, and we do everything together. My kid, I get him almost 50% of the time. We do everything together as well. I think it's vital in our lives to have, that relationship and be so close that if when times do get hard, because they're going to get hard, not for everybody, but a majority of us are going to go through something. And, you want to have people to lean on, and those people that you lean on are going to be your family and your close friends. So
you just mentioned something. Things are going to get hard regardless of what situation. Everything can appear to be rosy today, but tomorrow there might be challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And in the instance of challenges, what is some of the first thoughts that you have on how I can resolve this without reacting to whatever that might be.
Yeah. I think that goes back to, being spiritual and believing that, God is in control no matter what. There's some things that are completely out of our control. Death is inevitable. Sickness, really, we can't truly control a lot of sickness. We can't control certain things. And I think that a majority of us have probably dealt with certain things like that. But I think if we believe that God he is in control, and if we just trust him and believe that everything is for his glory and for his power and purpose, I think we're better off. So,
And you're right. I mean, I believe for first and foremost that from a spiritual perspective, we have to have a higher power, and my higher power is Jesus Christ. And but because sometimes we are being tested when we think it's a major challenge, it's just a test that have been presented before us, and how we react, I believe, to that, whether we react or we sit back and take that split second.
Yeah.
So what is the only word? I'm gonna put you on the spot right here. What's the only letters that has the same meaning but opposite of each other?
Oof. I don't know if we got enough time.
It's only one. I mean, they have the same letters, but mean completely opposite of each other.
What is it?
It's called react. React. Either you're gonna react to something.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
react and create is
Mhm.
those two words
Yes, sir.
with the same exact letters. When we react to certain things, I believe that we just react instantly. We make 90% of the time we're gonna make a mistake.
hmm
When you create, you sit back, you take that split second or so, and you have time to think about it a little bit before you make a decision.
Yeah.
And most of the time, when we do it that way, we come out on the positive side of the way that we react, because when you're doing that little split second, you have time to consult.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times we react out of, we're not really using our head and our heart. It's just kind of something we just want to make a decision and get it over with. But I think a lot of times in those big decisions that we do make, if we just sit back for, however long it takes until you feel peace, I think it would definitely change a lot of outcomes.
Man, I tell you, I watch you at the gym, and your attitude, the way you always, I ain't never seen you come in there, even when you broke your hands and all that. Well, you're down.
Yeah.
And I believe that all of those things are so important, and making sure that it helps us develop our mindset in situations or circumstances that we find ourselves in. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think a big part of success is having energy, and having a good positive energy. I feel like a lot of times people are, I'm not a professional on this by any means, but I truly believe depression is a horrible thing. Anxiety is a horrible thing. And if I woke up today, I'm breathing, I'm healthy, I have a healthy family, I have a healthy kid. I'm not rich by any means, but I do well for myself. God has blessed me beyond just waking up is a blessing. And I think if we wake up every morning with that mindset of, wow, we have another day to be great. We have another day to be, everything that God wants us to be, and follow his purpose. I really believe that we have no reason to be sad or to be upset. And even when those hard times come, we're going to get through them. They're not going to last forever. So.
And that's what having a positive attitude, positive mindset and attitude, meaning that it might be raining hard right now, but if we hang through long enough, we'll get through the storm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So how do you rebuild connections at home after a period of stress and burnout? I'm talking about with family members, friends, or etc. Because I think we all go through that as well, but that does not necessarily mean we don't love them, we don't care less, but we all have to adjust to those periods of times that we're going to have.
Yeah. like I said, I think we all go through things throughout the day that could cause a lot of problems at home. But I think if you detach yourself once you leave those things outside of the house. Once you come in, you're supposed to love your family. You're supposed to be there for them. As the man of the home, you're supposed to lead by example. And I think if we go home and bring all of our stress into from the world into our home and, in the living room when our kids are playing, or whether it's, our wife or girlfriend, whatever the case may be. And I feel like if we release that onto them, it's going to just cause a bunch of tension. If you can somehow find a way to, on your drive home, listen to some music, listen to some positive messages, pray, whatever, you can do to get rid of that before you get home. I think you'd figure out, man, your family's going to love you to death. They're going to embrace you when you get home. And that's the best feeling in the world. Is opening that door and you got your kids here, your girl, man, nothing better than a big hug from both of them.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's the best
all of those things are so important. And also the relationship, being honest with the ones that you love.
Mm-hmm.
Even sometimes that uncle that we always have, uncle or aunt.
Yeah, absolutely.
but just being honest and being, grounded. What I mean by always be you,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the situation. So people will say, well, I don't know which Austin I'm dealing with today.
Yeah, there could be 2 or 3 different ones at times, but you try to maintain a level head throughout the day, and it tends to free up a lot of stress in multiple places. If you can be level headed and find that peace and just maintain that calmness, and that's another thing spiritually. I believe if you're close enough to God, if you're a believer, He gives us that feeling of, hey, I'm in control. Just cast all your worries and cares on me, and it says in the Bible that He'll take care of those for you. We just have to have faith, and God says you actually only have to have faith of a mustard seed. I don't know if you know what a mustard seed is, but it's about this big. So, it doesn't require that much faith, but God says if you believe in Him, He'll take care of it. So,
Oh man, I tell you, that man, you left to say on the plane the same day going to Dubai.
That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy.
and Dubai, I really enjoyed that. But knowing, I think you had mentioned to me about a week prior to
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah. What a coincidence.
And what's also important, I believe, and I mention this on my show all the time, is if you got the ability and the finances to travel other than just your neighborhood or the state that you in, I think that by going to other places, other states, especially other countries, that would create that everything is not like in your community or your neighborhood, the United States.
Yeah.
And all of those lessons are valuable when it comes to being able to communicate with others.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't want to communicate with anybody that's not like them, not their color, not this, not that. I think that is crazy because we all are from one, and we all want the same thing regardless of where our mindset might be. So what are your thoughts on that?
I truly believe that we learn so much from other people.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in your little box, here at your house, you don't get out much, you don't do this, you don't travel, you kind of limit yourself, not only to opportunities, but I really feel like that once you do go abroad and if you're able to travel or see the world, you really, number one, for me, I feel like places that I've been, realize how blessed I am. I've been to some pretty rough places. I've been to some really nice places. We talked about Dubai. Wow, Dubai is unbelievable. But I've also been to some really rough places. I've been in the worst parts of Mexico. I've been to Jamaica. I've been, several places where they're not near as fortunate as we are. Some people, they sleep outside under a tree. We don't have to deal with that here. I don't. And if you do, I hope that we can get that situation taken care of. But I feel like if you can connect with people, just like you in the gym, connections are everything. Connections are how you become successful. It's you learn a lot from people by getting out. You can't really learn anything sitting in front of the TV. Those guys have your mind they control your mind. Whereas here we can open up and have a great conversation. You can connect spiritually. We can connect in many ways other than just listening to somebody on TV filling your head full of nonsense. So,
and you're absolutely right about that. And that's why I say, so if we have an opportunity to get out and travel, go around the world, it's like have a buddy of mine on here right now, Fleet Master Chief in the European section, Master Chief Camp. How you doing, sir? How are you doing? Hoping to have you on the show one of these days. But that is so important to be able to do those things, because it gives you a value of other folks' customs and culture as well. And I think that to be well-rounded and to have a clear understanding of these things, that everybody don't live like us, and there's no one better. I'm not going to say, we're not better than anybody else. No one else is better than us. But having an understanding of that and actually being in those environments
absolutely
will shape that. We're going to take a station break. But I tell you, whichever platform that you're watching this on, was you watching this on E36 television, transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and over 84 other platforms, welcome to the show. If you want to be part of this great discussion, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do. Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and as you see, I'm sitting here with this young man right here. I'm so proud of the things that he is doing.
He's only 32 years old, but he has epitomized my motto: dream big, think big, and be big at everything that you do. Everything that you do. And you know what? In doing that, sometimes we have to think out the box. We have to want to surround ourselves with people that we can learn from. I mean, if you walk in the room and you're the smartest person in the room, every time you walk in there, you're in the wrong room. And it's also important that as we season, we surround ourselves with young, fresh uh, folks with young, fresh mental thoughts that's going to help us expand and help keep us in the now. Because if we're not in the now, you just wandering all over the place. So I always look forward to being around young folks because I try to learn so much from you all. And just like I said, watching you every day, your attitude, your go getter, your entrepreneur, and you're building on that. You're building on the things that you want to do and accomplish in life. So can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I always tell people, they're like, "What's your purpose?" Well, my purpose is I don't have a plan B. Plan A is my purpose. And I feel like whatever plan A may be for you, don't always think that there's going to be a backup plan, because there's not always a backup plan. For me, I've failed many times in businesses. I've failed at jobs. I've been fired. I've been let go. I've been laid off. But one thing that kept me going was, God always provided. God always found a way for me to fall into something else. And if we just trust that, we're always going to be taken care of no matter, what comes our way, and rely on God to say, hey, I've got you. I promise you, he's not going to fail you. And if we just give it up to him and say, hey, God, I surrender, I put everything in your hands, and look, he'll show you the way eventually. So.
So over a period of time, I don't know about anybody else, but over a period of time, even when you're young, you find yourself doing bad things. I'm talking about not knowing. I mean, knowing but not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for me to break those bad habits or whatever I was doing, I had to really sit back and look at the man in the mirror and say, do you really want to continue down this path? Do you really want to not do the right thing or not do the things that you're supposed to be doing? And so my point is this: sometimes we break bad habits by creating new habits.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we find ourselves doing the bad habit thing again, we have to take a look at the man in the mirror and say, you're doing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing it again. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first off, I think a lot of people struggle with accountability. If we can hold ourselves accountable,
Mm-hmm.
and once again, we'll go back to family, and I keep bringing up God, but he's
Mm-hmm.
literally the center of your life, or should be.
Mm-hmm.
If you hold yourself to a standard of, when you make a mistake, your first reaction is not, well, it's somebody else's fault, or it's this, it's that. I think a lot of times people do tend to push their mistakes off on other people, and just like you said, look in the mirror and say, hey, this was me. This was all me. And I think if you can take that accountability and grow and learn from it, I think you're much better off. I think a lot of our mistakes do come from us, whether we self-sabotage or whatever the case may be. If you can just look in the mirror and say, hey, this one's on me, my bad. Next time you'll do better, because you don't want to make that same mistake for yourself, But if you start blaming other people and there's no accountability for yourself, you're just going to continue to push those things off on other people and project. And that's a bad habit.
Man, you just brought up something about responsibilities, about saying the only reason I did that was because you or this, and putting everything off on other folks to make oneself feel good or look good or whatever that might mean. You know, I tell you, man, one of the things that I had to learn, even in my Pentagon, White House days, all that stuff, is that, you know, when people ask you for advice, if they ask you whatever that is, I've learned. I mean, I've been been chewed out by athletes and generals and all that. I mean, but if they ask you, you know, for certain advice from a military perspective, you do it. But I learned to say, hey, you ask me for this is what I would do.
Yeah.
If I'm not saying that you do this.
Uh-huh.
I said, but this is
Yeah.
just tell me what to do. This is what I would do. You know, my wife can ask me a question. I said, what should I do? What should I, you know, stay away from that one. But this is, if it was me, this is what I would do. And the reason I do that is because people can't come back and say, you told me to do this.
Yeah.
The reason I failed at this, the reason I did this, or I did that, it was because that's what you told me to do. I said,
Yeah.
If it was me, this is what I would do.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I always tell my closest friends or people that I'm, you know, connected closely to, my family. I always tell people you need to have 2 or 3 main pieces in your life, God being number one, and then 2 other friends that are like-minded spiritually or grounded or successful. Those are the people you should seek advice from. First off, get on your knees and pray. You know, that's the first thing you should do before you ask anybody any decision or any questions. God is going to give you the answer. If you just, like I said, trust and rely that he's going to show you the way, it may take time. He's not going to give it to you right away every time. If that was the case, I mean, we'd all be perfect, and we're not perfect. So then the second, you know, the other 2 people, the people that you're closest to, you never want to confide in everybody. You can't trust everybody, number one. But I do feel like if you can have 2, maybe 3 people that you can ask questions to and get a good sense of direction, I think that's very healthy. And then if they give you advice, you don't always have to listen to it, but if they give you good advice, then go pray about it some more. And then once you pray about it, let God say, hey, this is the direction I think you need to go. Trust him. And I think once you do that, you eliminate a lot of issues.
You know, I have learned, and I've been in the room with a lot of leaders from the top all the way down. You can always determine, figure out who is the best leaders or all that. Because in the war room and anything that you do, I'm talking about, and Master Chief Camp, I know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been in those situations all over the world. The flag officers, general admirals, they're going to come to you and they're going to ask everybody in the room, well, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Boom, boom, boom. A great leader will listen to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they will consolidate those things and they will make a decision based on what the intel, the information that they have received, opposed to just jumping immediately and make a decision when it's going to jeopardize the organization or whatever that is. So it's important, I believe, to always look, listen, and learn. Let me say that one more time. Look, listen, and learn before you make a decision on anything.
Man, let me take some notes right quick, man. That's fire. that was heat.
Because it's easy to say it's your fault.
Yeah.
When you just go by what everybody said. But when you make the overall decision, you're making a decision for everybody in your organization. I'm talking about whoever's in charge, the CEO, admiral, whatever.
Yeah.
For the betterment of the organization. And, so I tell you, we're going to have to take a station break, but it's so much more I want to come back and talk to you about. We've got another segment to go whichever platform that you're watching us on, if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform, and ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after break.
Dr. James.
We have arrived at Prison Island, and I'll tell you what, it's beautiful out here. The water is so clear. The beach. I am excited. I will keep you informed. This is wonderful. Zanzibar.
Yeah,
Get over here, Randy.
I see why people say you haven't traveled until you've been to Zanzibar. I get it, man. I totally understand. We're about to have some fun.
That's right.
Looking to advance your education or career while staying true to your Christian faith? At Viridian Christian University, we make higher education affordable, flexible, and accessible wherever you are, cultivating a vibrant learning community where faith and knowledge converge, preparing graduates to fulfill their life's purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, doctorate, or honorary degree, Viridian's 100% online programs can fit your lifestyle. Study on your schedule from your home, office, or anywhere without compromising quality or values. With affordable tuition and programs in Christian leadership, business, and theology, Viridian will equip you to lead with purpose in a changing world. Go to ViridianChristianUniversity.com and see how you can join our global fellowship of faith-driven leaders, online and affordable. To learn more and apply, visit ViridianChristianUniversity.com. Viridian Christian University, a unique and dynamic environment for success, empowering leaders of faith.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show in Austin. Man,
Yes,
I am enjoying this
great.
discussion
Absolutely.
that we're having. Man,
Absolutely.
because it's needed. And just like I mentioned earlier, is, I'm talking about me and others, we become more seasoned. But if we can pass off something to the next generation that are coming up and also learn from that generation, that keeps us current.
Yeah.
That keeps us current. A lot of people that keep you in the know, yes, because as we were just talking educationally, I mean, man, people say, well, you still go to school, you got 4 doctorate degrees, you got all this. Why is that important? I'm gonna tell you what's important to you. It's not learning. It's not. I believe if I stop learning, I start deteriorating.
Yeah.
So being around people that are motivated, that are striving for more, to be the best that they can be, like you. Can you tell our viewers and listeners what are some of Austin goals that he want to achieve that he has not achieved yet?
Oh man, this list could go on and on. Well, this is actually my first goal was about 9 months ago. Well, it's about 5 years ago, but 9 months ago I achieved it. I'm actually debt free. I'm 32 years old. I have no debt. So that's almost unheard of today. When it comes to somebody in their late 20s, early 30s, it's something that I strive to do, and I made it happen. Then my next goal is, to make sure my kids set up. That's a big thing for me. Times are going to get harder. They've gotten a lot harder, even since I was a kid. But I want to make sure my child is set up. Make sure he's going to work for it. I'm not just going to hand it to him. But that's the next biggest goal of mine, is just to make sure that he's set up in life for success, and that I can be the best father I can be and role model for him. Because I truly believe the younger generation is failing in homes to have true role models that are, spiritually grounded and God-fearing. And, I want to be that for my kid. And if I can make that happen, man, I think we'll be okay.
You just mentioned something that I believe that is so important. Can you give our viewers and our listeners a couple of ways that you went about making sure that you are debt-free, or something that they might be able to take in and understand that?
Yeah, I think, there's multiple people that have said it, but they say if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it. So, I think my biggest thing was when I was younger, I always cared about the nicest cars and having the coolest jewelry and whatever. I think today is more setting up my future for my family. It's not about me anymore. Once I had a child, I think I had to put away those selfish desires and kind of take a step back and say, hey, if I'm going to be successful and my kid's going to be successful, it starts with me. He needs me to put away some of those selfish things and allow myself to grow, and pretty much all of that stuff that I was giving to myself, invested into something, take care of him, make sure he's set up, and I could care less. That stuff doesn't mean anything to me. And it may mean something to you younger generation, but I promise you, once you get older, it fades. You kind of stop caring about it. So,
I believe that you always have to stay, in the now. I'm talking about with all generations.
Mm-hmm.
Master Chief just asked a question. I think you answered most of it. He said, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs to level up? What are the recommendations for getting into the rooms at the next level? We're talking about the generation.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you find that tribe? Find the folks that are going to allow you into their space.
Man, I'll tell you this, shaking hands was the best thing that ever happened to me. Becoming open-minded, never turning down any opportunities, just like this. I've never done anything like this in my life. It's not really my speed, but like I said, we're putting yourself in rooms and shaking hands and introducing yourself with confidence and introducing yourself, to let people let people know your presence. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of these generation, my age and younger, they have no confidence. They're stuck behind a video game. They're stuck behind a computer screen, their cell phone. They don't go out in the real world. I think a lot of times, if they would just open up and they would allow themselves to learn, allow themselves to shake hands and meet this person and this person and this person, that creates more opportunity than anything else. So I think it starts with just having the confidence to talk to people, to learn from those different people. And I think that's how you become successful.
Yeah, so the J.C. Cooley Foundation is based on what we call the 4 C's.
Okay.
And the 4 C's are create,
mm-hmm.
collaborate, commit with confidence. That's create, collaborate, commit with confidence. And I believe that if you utilize those 4 C's, open-minded and letting people in your comfort zone, and also look, listen, and learn. Like I said, if you don't listen, you're not going to learn it. If you're the only one talking,
Yeah.
you're not learning anything. So it's important that I believe that we kind of follow that type of blueprint. I know the Master Chief had asked about that type of blueprint where there is things that create and ideas that we have. Collaborate, talk to others about the ideas you have, because you might not know that they have the same ideas.
Yeah.
Create, collaborate, commit. You have to commit to certain things. You can't commit to 100 things.
No.
I mean, it ain't gonna happen. Yeah. And when you commit with confidence.
Yeah. I think a lot of people fail because they give up before it ever even, before they ever even allow it to happen. I think a lot of us get upset or we get defeated before we're ever truly able to get to that point. You're going to go through trials. You're not going to become this way overnight. It takes time. It takes persistence. It takes faith. And it takes effort. You're not just going to be able to wake up every morning and life's just going to be great every day. If it is for you, man, that's a blessing. But I think if you stay grounded in faith and wake up every day with a purpose, and that's the biggest thing, have a purpose. If you can wake up every morning and say, hey, I got to do this, this, and this. And if you get those things done today, man, you're good.
Yeah, so just to close this out, the 4 C's: create, collaborate, commit with confidence. I believe that if we utilize this, that create what we call the big C. The big C is who you are. It's when you walk in a room. Sometimes you don't even have to do anything because they know who you are.
Yeah.
Because that's character. The big C is character.
Yeah.
And I believe that we have to be the same person every single day, regardless of the situational circumstances.
Absolutely.
So I tell you what, my friend, I want to thank you so much.
Man, thanks for
taking
me.
the time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
To come on the show,
Absolutely.
bro.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, I have to get you back on again.
Absolutely.
I let you grow a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But I think you were sensational this time.
Oh, thank you, brother.
But get you back on. So I tell you, I'd like to thank Austin for taking the time to come on the show. Master Chief, I know you listen. I know you're still watching. And Dr. Diana already mentioned that to me. I look forward to meeting you. I'm sure she gave you my number. Give me a call. So let's talk. Most importantly, I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely fantastic show, and my viewers and our listeners for tuning into the James Cooley Show Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also every Sunday on the radio, AM 660 The Answer out of Dallas, Fort Worth, K-Sky. AM 1170 The Answer out of San Diego, and also on our Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of the big platforms. Always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life.
Doctor.